What's going on, y'all? And welcome to another episode of Forgotten Plugins. This is a series where I go over a plugin that I forgot that I had or didn't know that I had or just haven't used in a long time. And in this episode, we're going to go over one that I haven't used in a long time, and that's the Soundtoys Decapitator. So I spoke about the Soundtoys bundle during my YouTube live last weekend and mentioned how the Soundtoys bundle is on sale right now for the holidays and how I love Decapitator. And it really made me realize that I haven't used Decapitator in a long time, just mostly because I got a lot of other saturation plugins now that this one just kind of fell out of rotation. So I'm going to show this to you on some vocals and drums, which is two things that I like to use Decapitator on. And I really forgot how good that this plugin is. Let's go over the controls real quick, and then I'll give you some examples. So on the left, we start with the drive. This is going to drive saturation into your signal. You got punish up here, which I think adds like 20 dB of gain to the signal, which really gives it a distorted sound. We'll mess with that in just a second as well. And you got your output here, the auto. I generally always have this auto on because what auto does is it's really handy because when you turn up the drive, it turns down the output. So the more drive you give it, the more the output decreases. Low cut, your tone, you can make it brighter, you can make it darker, brighter. High cut. Steep is going to change the roll off of the high cut, and you've got thump, which adds a resonant bump to the low cut. You got your wet and dry knob here as well. So kind of the heart of Decapitator is these 5 styles that we have listed here at the bottom: A, E, N, T, and P. And these are all modeled after analog hardware gear. So A is the Ampex 350. E is the Chandler TG channel strip, the EMI. N is a Neve 1057, which it says a very early Neve preamp. And T and P both come from the Culture Vulture from Theramonic. T is for triode and P is for pentode. So of these 3, A, T, and P are tube units, and then E and N are transformer balance units. So let's get into some examples of how this sounds. I got a female vocal here. No other processing on the vocal, but it is going through the CELA Epic just for a little reverb and delay here so it's not so dry. And I'm going to play this. Well, first, let's see. First, I'll play this and just crank the drive and just show you that with Decapitator, like a little goes a long way. I'm going to probably get to about maybe 3 before this is just too much. So let's play this and I'm going to drive it up.
I love you from the inside out, whether up or down, maybe going through hell. I'd make my rounds 'cause you're worth it.
So you can hear starting to hear some distortion there. So that's, it really at that point is too much. I'll back it down to 2 for the rest of this example here. Let's give it, one thing I don't like is I don't have a control value for the low cut here, but we'll roll off because I'm not doing any other processing here. We'll maybe roll off to maybe about there. And what the hell, we'll go ahead and turn on we'll save the thump for the drums. So I'm going to play this through bypassed, and then when it comes back around, we'll go through each of these 5 styles here. Remember, A is Ampex, E is the Chandler TG, N, Neve, T, triode, P, pentode. All right, here we go.
I love you from the inside out, whether up or down, maybe going through hell. I'd make my rounds 'cause you're worth it, worth it. Ooh, baby, you're worthy of my love. I love you from the inside out, whether up or down, maybe going through hell. I'd make my rounds 'cause you're worth it, worth it. Ooh, baby, you're worthy of my love. I love love you from the inside out, whether up or down, maybe going through hell. I'd make my rounds, 'cause you're worth it, worth it. Ooh, baby, you're worthy of my love. I love you from the inside out, whether up or down, maybe going through hell. I'd make my rounds, 'cause you're worth it, worth it. Ooh, baby, you're worthy of my love. I love you from the inside out, whether up or down, maybe going through hell. I'd make my rounds, 'cause you're worth it, worth it. Ooh, baby, you're worthy of my love. I love you from the inside out, whether up or down, maybe going through hell. I'd make my rounds, 'cause you're worth it, worth it. Ooh, baby, you're worthy of my love.
Okay, and now let's go through each one as it's playing so you can hear the immediate difference.
I love you from the inside out, whether up or down, maybe going through hell. I'd make my rounds, 'cause you're worth it, worth it. Ooh, baby, you're worthy of my love.
Okay, so as you can hear, we've got 5 very different flavors here with the styles. Personally, I think I like the E the best for this one. The Neve is just a little dark and pushed back for me. The P is doing too much. I would to really dial that in, I need to pull back that output some more. But let's move over to some drums and check out the Decapitator on some drums. Okay, so I got some drums here, and we've got the drive cranked up to 5. We got the low cut up a little bit. We're going to mess with the tone here on this one as well as the punish. And let's go through these 5 styles, starting with A. Okay, and let's do the punish now. So I'm going to bring the drive down just a little bit because this is going to get pretty loud. So I won't turn it on for too long, but just to show you what punish does. It adds, I believe it's 20 dB of signal to. So let's try that. Let's keep the punish. Let's dial back the mix knob here. Actually, let's dial it all the way to dry, and then we'll bring in the wet with the punish on and see what we can dial in here. So yeah, definitely something you probably want to use the dry and wet for if you're using punish. Lastly, let's just go over the dark and bright. So yeah, E is definitely sounding brighter to me. N is still pushed back some. I really like the T on these drums, so let's do that, and I'll go from dark to bright. Okay, so the Decapitator is a very versatile saturation plugin. It does more than just saturation. It does more than just one style of saturation. You got your 5 styles as well as the tone, low cut. There's a lot that you can do here, and I'm definitely going to start using this again on my mixes. If you want to check out Decapitator, I've got a link in the description. Any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time. I want to invite everyone to check out my new podcast, the Faders Up Podcast. It's a podcast about pro audio. I've got me and 3 other Nashville professionals. We're discussing pro audio topics, pro audio lifestyle. And it's available on Apple Podcasts and it's available on Spotify. So check it out, rate it, let me know what you think.